Hello, my name is Randy Long, and I work on the design for serviceability and repair team at Microsoft. This is a companion video to the guide for disassembling and reassembling the Surface Pro 10 5G. This video covers the specifics for disassembling and reassembling the thermal module and motherboard for the Surface Pro 10 5G for business. All other disassembly and reassembly steps are identical to the Surface Pro 10 5G. Please watch the disassembly and reassembly guide for the Surface Pro 10 5G up until the removal of the thermal module. For the Surface Pro 10 5G for business, disconnect the fan from the motherboard. Using tweezers, lift the latch and pull out the FPC from behind. Remove the SoC shield using an ESD-safe tweezer and begin in the right corner and carefully remove the SoC shield covering the thermal module and SoC. Finally, to remove the thermal module, we will remove 11 screws using a 3IP driver. The screws are labeled with a thermometer to represent the thermal module. Using the plastic opening tool, gently lift at the edges to separate the thermal pad on the motherboard from the thermal module. Using both hands, lift and remove the thermal module. To access the motherboard, in addition to all the disassembly steps needed to remove the thermal module, the left speaker, the button PCB, the microphone module, and the rear camera needs to be removed. The FPC for the front camera also needs to be disconnected. The process for these disassembly steps is demonstrated in the Surface Pro 10 5G disassembly and reassembly guide. To remove the motherboard, first remove the SIM bracket and disconnect the SIM FPC. Using a 3IP driver, remove one screwed label with a partially shaded rectangle that represents a SIM card. Secure the SIM bracket and remove it. Once removed, use the flat end of a nylon spudger to disconnect the SIM FPC from the board. Remove the SSD shield and disconnect the SSD FPC. Using ESD-safe tweezers, remove the shield covering the SSD FPC by lifting from the corners. Once removed, use the flat end of a nylon spudger to disconnect the FPC from the motherboard. Next, we will disconnect the 6 coax cables. Note that the top right coax cable is covered by a black foam. Using a plastic opening tool, disconnect the coax cables. Next, remove the battery connector using the flat end of a nylon spudger. Next, remove the coax cable lids. Using ESD-safe tweezers, lift and remove the 4 shields securing the coax cables to the motherboard. Disconnect the antenna FPC. Using the flat end of a nylon spudger, lift and disconnect the antenna FPC. Lastly, remove 10 screws with the 3IP driver. These screws are labeled with an integrated circuit to represent the motherboard. To remove it, tilt the motherboard and then lift it out. This way the USB ports come free from the enclosure. Since we're reusing the motherboard, use IPA and cleaning swabs to clean any residual thermal material from the main chip area. Thanks for watching this supplemental video. For any disassembly or reassembly that was not demonstrated here, please be sure to check out the main Surface Pro 10 5G video or the Microsoft Service Guide for thorough directions.